everyone, welcome back to my channel, Aisha Lachey Reads, and today I have my July TBR for you. I just want to go over some of the books that I really want to get to this month. I don't know if I'll get to all of them, but I hope I get to the majority of them. Over like the last week, I've been reading a ton, so I have high hopes for this TBR. And it is a couple days into the month already, so I've already actually finished two that I put on my TBR, so that's good. But I'll go over those ones first just because I already have finished them, but I put them on in my reading journal for this month. So the first one I read was The Housemaid by Frida McFadden, and this is a thriller. She goes to be a maid at a house, and she's a live-in maid, and the homeowner, she's kind of like uptight and a little crazy, and so we get that story with them, and some crazy stuff happens and all of that. So this was a really fun mystery thriller, but this one was one of the first books I picked up at the beginning of this month. And then the second one I read was Bully by Penelope Douglas. This is the new cover because the old cover I do not like. So when I saw that they had this, I had to get it. But this is a high school bully romance, and basically our two main characters were best friends when they were younger, and then the boy Jared, he leaves to go visit his dad one summer and comes back and is super rude to our main character Tate and just becomes like a big bully to her, and she has no idea why. And so she goes away for a year to go study in France, and then this book takes place a year after she gets back, and she's basically vowed that she's not going to let him bully her anymore, and so this is their romance. And then the next one I want to pick up is going to be Flawless by Elsie Silver. This one has been everywhere lately, and I've been in the mood for like small town romances, so I'm so excited to pick this one up, and I hope I like it as much as everyone else does. But basically, our main character, she is sent to basically babysit a bull rider because he's kind of gotten out of control, and his manager is her dad, and he doesn't want anything to happen to him, and he wants him to still be able to compete, so he sends his daughter to stay with him and keep him on track and on the straight and narrow. So I think it's a Grumpy Sunshine, so I'm positive I'm probably gonna like this one, but definitely one I'm thinking about picking up sooner than the rest is this one. So, and then the next book I have on my list is Things We Hide from the Light. I read Things We Never Got Over last month, and I really loved it. And this one is about the brother of the main character, the main male character in the other book, and he is a cop, and in our last book he got shot, and so this one, one of the girls that used to live there comes back into town and lives across the hall from him, and while he's healing and trying to figure out who shot him, they kind of spark up a friendship, and it kind of turns into a romance. But I guess she's hiding a secret, and when he finds out, he's gonna like hate her for it. So I'm excited to see how this one is, because I really loved Things We Never Got Over, and I really loved the main character in the first book for this one. He was just really fun, so I'm excited to see his story in this one. And the next one I want to get to, I don't know if it's a thriller or a horror, but it's goth, and this is about girls that are obsessed with serial killers, and the small town that they live in attracts serial killers, and so they basically want to find and study this serial killer and not like stop him or anything. So they go on this hunt to figure out who the serial killer is and how he's doing all this stuff, just because they're so fascinated with it. And so I guess things get crazy from there. So this one should be a really fun, hopefully fast read. But I love like thrillers, and if you got one that talks about like serial killers and all of that, and girls that are obsessed with like horror stuff, I'm definitely down for it. So this is one that is definitely high up on my list. The next one I have is actually going to be a reread, and that is going to be A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. The last time I read this, I was not in a romance mood at all. I wanted no romance at all in my books. Like, I hated romance at that time, just for reasons. So I don't think I gave this series a full shot like I should have, just because I wasn't in the romance mood. So I want to reread this whole series, and I plan on doing a vlog for each of the books, and it's going to be a spoiler-filled vlog, and I'm just going to read these and annotate them. So that's my plans for this, and I'm really hoping I like this better the second time reading it than I did the first. So now that I'm in like my romance era, I think I'll definitely like this a bit more. The next one is going to be a dark romance, and that's going to be The Sinner by Chantal Tessier. This is a second book in like a standalone series, and I picked this up a while ago, and I just haven't read it yet, and I really am looking forward to it. And I can't remember all that this one is about, but I'm kind of happy about that because I kind of want to go in this one more blind. So basically this is a dark college romance, and basically women are given to men for like their senior year, and so they basically can control like everything that they do. But that's a little bit of that I know about this, but I don't want to read the back because I want to go in more blind now that I've forgotten exactly what this is about, because I loved the first one, which was The Ritual by her, and I'm really feeling a dark romance, so I want to pick this up because I know I'm gonna love it. And then the last one I want to get to is the biggest one on my TBR, and I'm actually currently reading it on my Kindle, but I do have the physical copy, and that is going to be Zodiac Academy Cursed Fates, and this is the 5th book in the series. I got really mad after the 4th one, and I needed a break from this series for a while, so I'm just finally picking this one up. This is about our two main characters, and they are orphans in the human world, and then one day a vampire comes to take them to this academy and tells them that they are actually royals of the whole supernatural world. And so they go to school and they meet the heirs, who are getting ready and taught to take over basically the kingdom. And so the girls coming back threatens them because they are actually royalty, and so the crown and the kingdom and everything belongs to them. So this is a dark bully romance, and I'm really loving it. It's one of those series where it's like, it's not too deep, and it's just a fun, fast read, and it's just enjoyable just to read and just like zone out and have a good time. I know a lot of people give it criticism because they're like, oh, the writing's bad, it's not even that great of a story, but I just love it, and it's just like something you can just like binge read just because it's just so fun and easy to read. And so I'm excited to finally pick this up now that I'm in the headspace to get back into this world. But I had to take a break after the 4th one because I was just so irritated. So I want to get to this, but this is 916 pages. This thing is a monster. And so that's why I'm reading on my Kindle, because I don't want to hold this big book. Like, no. So I'm reading this one now, and I'm definitely loving it already. But those are everything that I have on my TBR for July. I'll probably throw in some mood reads in there too, like if I get any new books, kind of what I'm feeling at the time, because I definitely seem to read more if I do my mood reading. But that's gonna be all I have for you today, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Happy reading!